Hey, it's Addie with Close to My Heart. I want to try an ink technique today where we're going to do direct to paper. And I'm going to be using the Fairy Tale Birthday Occasions stamps. So first I have a piece of cardstock and I'm just going to take my ink and go direct to paper. Try to turn this whole card purple, gypsy purple. I am on a piece of scrap paper. Just swipe it on there until your cardstock is pretty covered. You don't really want to see white through it. I'm going to let it dry for a few seconds. I'm going to grab my squishy out of my stamp set and pop it underneath of my piece of cardstock. This cardstock is 3 3/4 by 5. And the next thing you're going to need is Versamark ink. And we're going to go through with the little wand stamp. I have a block right here. Rub it on my arm because I haven't used this guy yet. And I'm gonna ink it up in my Versamark and pop it down right here. And I'm just stamping randomly. Just get a little pattern going. So now I have hit the stamped image with a heat gun, and you can see the wands I stamped have come up in a lighter color. It's kind of a grayish looking color on top of this gypsy ink. So the next thing I want to do is grab my embossing buddy. There's the crumb. And we're going to ink that up with this white daisy pigment ink. And I'm just going to stamp this randomly as well. And 2 more maybe. Nope. Just 1 more. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go into our stash, because I have this in my drawer and I want to try it out. Let me provide you with this disclaimer. I'm not one of those people that's strictly brand loyal. I have it in my stash, I'm going to use it. I bet you have some of this in your stash too. Perfect pearls in the lid, and I'm going to go right over top of these white crowns. And that's really going to make them pop up. They're going to stick to that white pigment ink. And right now you're saying, oh my gosh, that looks kind of like a mess. So we're going to take our trusty paper towel and kind of burnish that a little bit. So hopefully you can see, here we go, you can see that pretty pearlescent sheen. We're going to add the tiny little stars all over it, and I think we're just going to do that in the pigment ink. I don't think I can resist it. I think I need to put the perfect pearls on these too. then take your paper towel, rough it up a little bit, burnish it. We're gonna pop this on here. Now, I feel like this needs another pop of color. So we're gonna mount it on this piece of thistle from the Fundamentals collection. That brightens it up a little bit. Make sure my card's facing the right direction. Okay, so you can see that little pop of color. So to finish this off, I have this little piece of white daisy cardstock, and I've got my thistle ink, inking up this castle stamp. Do it a little bit more straight on here. Press down. And then I kind of want to put a sentiment over top of that. I think I just want to go for a happy birthday. We could put one of the other guys in the middle of the card. We're just going to ink it up. And when you're crazy and you get that big black edge, just wipe it off. And I'm going to go right down here and go to the other side, the left side. Stamp it. I like that. I think you can read it pretty well. See? And get this stuff out of the way. I have this piece to pop it on. I think that's going to look a little bit more fun. So then I'm going to glue it down. I feel like we need a little bit more sparkle to this guy. We have like a shimmer going, but we need straight up sparkle. We just peel the backing off of this silver shimmer trim. I'm going to lay it down right at the edge of the dark purple, about 2/3 down the way of the card. And then, got my shimmer stuck to my piece. We're going to pop this down in this lower right hand corner. And just because I'm obsessed with them and they're on my table, we're going to use some of these sequins. Not that many. Sort of murdered my liquid glass, but we're going to try this anyway. We'll put it on our scrap piece of paper right here. And put this, just kind of dip it in the glue. And I want to put one up here. Scoot them over a little bit. We're gonna do 5, I think. Alright, so there's 5 sequins. And that's it for this card. Thanks for joining me.